You ready?
Yeah. Whole squad ready.
Let's get it. Hey, so if you don't know, man, if you don't know who Akon is a well-known musician and a very big philanthropist and investor. So he said and he's from Africa. I don't know what country from Africa, but he's from Africa. He said Africans no longer think about slavery. Black Americans still blame the past. So let's go, because I believe that, because we still feel like we can't get ahead because of slavery.
I can see that.
Yeah,
that's crazy, man.
How do Senegalese really feel about slavery and what happened? Because, you know, there are a lot of very foul people involved in the slave trade. There was, of course, Europeans, you know, Jews and whites were involved, but, you know, Africans were involved in it as well. They were selling off their enemies.
The whole world.
The whole world.
Significant. The whole world was involved in slavery. The whole world.
Whole world.
You know, the enemy tribes and making their money and so forth. Like, how was slavery really looked at out there?
Well, in Senegal, we've kind of overcome the thought of slavery. We don't even think about it. The only time we think about it, honestly, is when we're doing tours at Goat Island. You know, outside of that, people have lived and moved and way beyond the slavery concept and idea and mind state.
Wow.
Right, because in Senegal, you actually know your history. You can trace your family back.
That's what I
100 generations.
That's exactly what I was, saying. Knowing the history of how it all began will give you.
You won't be dwelling on it.
I won't say won't. Well, let me not say
you
that.
won't dwell. I don't think you can
pretty
dwell.
much.
Yeah.
You're clear, so you have found some closure, and you've been able to move on with life because you have a clear understanding of how it started and blah blah blah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Whatever else, you still have your names. Right. Your real names. You're not named Johnson.
Right. And Jackson.
And Washington.
Luther.
And all the other slave owners that were the presidents who had slaves during that time.
Right.
Jefferson.
You know.
And so forth. Yeah, but you guys actually have your history. And that was the whole thing of walking around Senegal. People just felt, this was the first time I felt Black people just felt comfortable.
Right.
And with no type of disease. You know, I mean.
I think it's also the art of just letting the past go. And moving towards the future. And I think in the U.S., they have this stigma of just not letting go of the past and blaming the past on every mishap or, disappointment. And I think as long as you hold on to that past, it's just a lot of weight that you carry with you everywhere you go. And it's hard to move forward and move fast when you got to, weight on your back. You just got to let it go.
There's also been no reparations. And there's been,
Yeah, but unfortunately, man, like, it's not like America is going to take the initiative to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, otherwise they would have did it already.
Correct.
Indians got reparations. The Jewish got reparations for Holocaust, and it wasn't even done in America.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Italians got reparations.
Japanese got reparations.
Yeah.
It's just, it's to the point now where African Americans have to really understand their worth and realize that America was never or intended to ever consult or even make up for any of that. They're not sorry. They don't care.
Yes.
It's obvious. So do you want to stay here and continue to be treated this way or just go back home where you're now no longer the minority? You actually are the majority and you control your destiny and your future and your land.
Yeah, no. Honestly, every Black person.
See, that is the whole point of what I'm saying, right? I totally agree with him. You're going to sit here and dwell about it, not move forward in life, always live in the past, feel like you got this chip on your shoulder because slavery existed. Or, you literally could go back to the motherland and try to start over, and they're not thinking about it over there. And so what you going to do? You going to stay here and work past that, or you going to go back to the crib?
And I'm curious to know how, the steps and how they plan on really trying to do this. I want to know how, I know we started reading up on reparations and actually started seeing the list of how people, received reparations. Mm-hmm. So I'm curious though to know how, if there's something that they're starting to do, how they would do it, and they would do it fairly.
Correct.
That's what I really want to know.
I agree.
How can it be done, and how can it be done, fairly and specific?
Correct.
Everybody shouldn't get reparations.
No.
That's just how I feel.
No.
I feel like true descendants of slaves, and they say maybe we all are. Okay, well then how do we
Not
figure
all
that
of
out?
us. Not all of us are descendants.
How? But anyway, yeah.
But no, I agree with what he's saying. Move forward, be successful, bless your family and others, or live in the past, or find your way back. Because most people, the ones that's chopping, complain about slavery, ain't going nowhere. You ain't going to Africa. You gonna sit here and complain, and ain't gonna move forward or bless nobody because you feel like. And then if they did bless you with a check, you probably still be back in that same space in a couple years, or whatever the check amount is. You've been blew it. You be on Amazon and blew it all the way up anyway. Because the people that are complaining about it aren't financially successful anyway. Because successful people ain't got time to be waiting on nothing like that.
No, that would be true.
Person who has an issue with how people are treated in America, they really should go to Africa.
They need to. They just need to go.
99% of them have not.
I've never been there.
Yeah.
And they're super afraid to go.
A
Like
few of my friends, the
shaking.
Michael Jai Whites have gone back, and
Right.
the John Sallys have gone back. The people with money, and
Right.
means. But the average black person in America has no idea how dope Africa really is.
I'm telling you, man. They
Yeah.
have no idea.
Yeah.
But I mean,
I can't.
America did a great job brainwashing America.
True.
Because I'm telling you, the moment you mention Africa, they start shaking.
Yeah,
they don't even know why.
Think there's just
Yep.
tigers
It's just
jumping
fear.
into your hotel room.
Right.
Yep. He right. Y'all,
That's
you
crazy.
automatically think somebody gonna come out in with a tutu on, a bone through their nose. You got to run through Africa. Man, child, please. That ain't never, ever, ever, ever been the case, except for the little bushman remote areas where that goes down. Most time, it's always been progressive.
Zebra attacks and the whole
Right.
nine,
And the
yeah.
potential there is so ridiculous, man, if they all just went back.
I mean, I definitely can understand it, for sure. I really can. That's why, education is everything.
Education is
The
the
right
nation.
information.
The right
and really
information.
knowing. But going and seeing for yourself, people. But that goes back to, it just goes back to you have what everybody else is doing, and then you have the thinkers. So
Yeah.
I think if you go to a place and see how it is, you have to do it for yourself. You can't just take a person's word to say, oh, this is that. If you want to really and truly know, you got to dig in and get the information for yourself. I really am looking forward to it. We've got to go to Africa.
I mean, and my thing is, look, check this out. Look your snap.
I cannot die without seeing the pyramids.
Yeah, for sure. Let's say they cut everybody a check. Okay, yeah. I wouldn't return the check. Yeah, I keep it. But does the thought of reparations ever come across your mind outside of us talking to our audience about it? Does it ever come across your mind?
Never thought about it. I mean, and then when I started hearing about it, I was like, really? There is such a thing? They're actually doing that? And people are looking.
And how much a check? $700? $50?
But I can understand as well. It was a brutal, heinous way of life across the whole world for an extended amount of time, and based off of where you were in the world was determined on how bad or good you were treated as a slave. And over here in America, black slaves were treated very, very, very bad.
For the most part, they'll treat it bad
the
everywhere except for certain places.
I get it.
They were the one treated worse out of all. But
I get it. But
So-
I just still would like to know,
but I'm tired
if
of
it could
repeating
be
this
done.
same
But no, honestly,
verbal
just to make
bridge
it
that
long-
we have
yeah,
about this.
I know, but I get
say,
you.
But I will say,
But no, I don't think about it.
nobody thinks about it. Not us over here.
Never thought about it.
Because I want millions, and you want to send me a reparations check? Okay, sure, but never gonna have a conversation about that. Fighting for that. I'm sorry. I don't have time. The people that will cut the check, they already super rich anyway.
And there were a lot of rebellions. There were many times that the slaves fought back, and that was all across the world. You can go back and look at some of these videos we've done. They had uprisings a lot, how successful they were, but still. So they just weren't laying down taking it. They were fighting back, even though still. But I'm just
So tell us.
saying.
So how do you think? So I'm asking you while we're live, not live, but while we're recording, how do you think our people would take to this? This video, this particular video. What do you feel?
You
think they ever feel it?
I don't know.
So we're gonna see. Y'all gonna let us know. We're gonna see. I really want to see if people know who Akon is and
what you guys
comment on this. Yeah. It's a short video, so.
But I believe what he's saying is true, though.
Absolutely.
That's what I really believe.
Like, comment, subscribe. Don't take a nosedive, but comment down in the section below.
If you want some more.
Pow.
Yeah.